Hi guys. Today we're going to be doing our tropical berry refresher protocol. Let's get into it. We're going to start with our vitamin veil cleanser. We're going to just do 1 or 2 pumps. And we're going to apply this into the décolleté and get straight into it on the face. We're applying this not only to the décolleté, but to the face. We're gonna break down any oil, any makeup. And as you can tell, my client is wearing makeup, but you're seeing it melt before your eyes. No makeup is any match for vitamin veil cleanser. It'll even break down that stubborn, waterproof makeup, because you really need that oil component to get that off. I'm going to remove the excess vitamin veil using 4x4s. You can fold these any way you like. I prefer to do mine in quarters. Lifting off that vitamin veil. So as you can see, we have such beautiful removal of that makeup for her. Nice and clean. Now we'll go into our second cleanse. Lipid replacing cleansing gel is going to suds up and give us that beautiful, nice, clean surface to work on. A lot of people do like a little sudsing cleanser, and so this is a crowd favorite at home as well. Especially lovely because it will fully remove that little veil of vitamins that vitamin veil cleanser leaves behind. For your younger clientele, they need an oil-based cleanser, but they don't always love the way their skin feels after. Now your dry and dehydrated clientele tend to love that little extra bit of emolliency left behind, but for younger clientele, following with the lipid replacing cleansing gel is the secret sauce. It's gonna remove that little emolliency that they don't like and give them that beautiful clean surface. Now because my client's wearing makeup today, I'm actually going to use a hot towel to remove the lipid replacing cleansing gel. Little press into the shoulders. And we're going to wrap her just in a standard traditional wrap. Using the heat of the towel and a little pressure in the sinuses. Help drain any little sinus congestion she may have. So we're removing with our hot towel, just getting all of that cleanser off so we have a beautiful surface. And as you can see, for makeup wearers, it's essential to have that double cleanse. We get all of that makeup off. It's like sweeping before you mop. All right, so now our next step is gonna be to do a little exfoliation using our Caviar Lime Enzymatic mask. We're going to apply this to the face and neck, and we're going to massage it in so we get the additional exfoliation. Starting on the neck, just because this mask is gonna be a little cool to the touch for her. It's gonna feel nice and creamy, and it's gonna have that beautiful, beautiful tropical scent, which is largely the passion fruit note. Now this is a beautiful exfoliant, especially if you have someone who has compromised skin at all, because the creamy texture and the encapsulated bromelain and the citric acids are gonna be really nice, gentle form of exfoliation. And the cream consistency is so comforting. Now traditionally, I like to do a little manipulation with the brush, but today I want to really boost the exfoliation, so I am going to manipulate this with my hands. When we massage, we're allowing this mask to have a higher exfoliation because we are breaking the encapsulated bromelain out of his little shell, so he can be a little more active and digest some of those surface proteins for us. Now, if you can see, my client has a few little breakout areas where she did a little bit of picking. And so this is such a beautiful enzyme for her to be utilizing because we're not going to have any harsh removal of protein or any sort of scarring that would happen if we were to use an acid on some of the areas that are healing for her from the little breakout picking. And this is a nice way where we can get a gentle exfoliation and really be mindful of her skin as it's healing as well. And this is a very common thing. A lot of time clients will get that little pimple and they just can't wait to come in and see you one day later, so they go after it. And so this is a really beautiful, gentle option. I also like to think of this mask as an excellent exfoliant if you have a very inflamed acneic client, because the creamy texture and the gentle enzyme, chef's kiss. Okay, we've massaged this in. Our mask is doing its work. So we're gonna go ahead and do a hot towel to remove. Going to press into the chest, slide and move to remove. And then I'm gonna wrap her up like a sweet little mummy and give her a minute to just enjoy that heat. Hot towels are expected in a treatment. It's kind of like going to a Mexican restaurant and they don't give you chips and salsa. You just expect it. Now that being said, don't just slap a towel on and take it off really quick. This is one of the client's favorite parts. We're ready to remove our Caviar Lime Enzymatic mask, which is my all-time favorite, by the way. It just makes the skin so radiant and glowy. Look at that, beautiful. That skin is radiant and glowy. We could even stop the treatment here and she would be a happy camper looking at her skin, but we've got some more steps up our sleeve. Now that we have that Caviar Lime mask removed, we're going to utilize our blueberry and white tea hydrating mist along with our vitamin C serum as a little cocktail to infuse some beautiful hydration and antioxidant support. I'm gonna spray 3 to 4 sprays into my gloved hand. And I'm going to pump a full pump, maybe even a little half. And we're going to mix together, emulsifying in the hand. And we're going to press and massage into the skin. I'm gonna pull the excess down onto neck and décolletage. And we're gonna make sure this is nice and evenly coated on her. This is gonna give her that beautiful radiance, like a sweet little glazed donut. Look at that sheen, beautiful. Now, for our beauty today, we're going to do a little bit of a different massage protocol. We're going to mix our Aquaphor and Hydrating Cream and our Hydrolox facial oil. And we're going to apply these and we're going to do a little gua sha massage. So I'm going to take about a half a pump of my Aquaphor and Hydrating Cream, and I'm taking a full pump of my Hydrolox facial oil, and I'm going to mix them together, emulsifying in the hand, and I'm going to apply. Now, when we're doing gua sha, we need to remember to give that slip medium to the neck as well. Because the idea with gua sha or any lymphatic drainage is to move that lymph into its receptacles, which are our lymph nodes. And largely we're draining the lymph top down so that we can push that lymph out of the face so we don't have that stagnated lymph causing little puffiness, fluid under the eyes. And we're going to be taking it down to the lymph nodes right under here by the ears. There's a preauricular, postauricular, and then down to the supraclavicular lymph nodes. We're going to grab our beautiful Circadia gua sha stone. We're gonna start by just opening up these lymph nodes. So what we're gonna do is a slight little circular massage right before the ear, right behind the ear. These are the ones submandibular as well, where they swell when we get sick. And what we're going to do is we're going to start using the flat edge of our tool, going from the midline out, and we're going to push that lymph down. The pressure that we're using is the same pressure that if you were going to put a nickel on the surface of the skin and drag it around, it's that amount of pressure. If we push too hard, we're going to close the lymphatic vessels and be working against ourselves. A lot of times people ask, how often should you do gua sha? In the treatment room, it can be a beautiful option for every time you see your client. And at home, the client can do this morning and night. A lot of clients choose to do this in the morning time, and the reason that is, it's to remove any lymph, especially under the eye area, where if we haven't slept very well, we get that nice puffy under eye. And so it really helps to depuff the face. I'm going to take the beveled edge and go around the crevice of the lip, moving laterally. See how perfectly that sandwiches the lip? And that really helps to smooth out that nasolabial fold right there. I can also take this beveled edge and go into the jawline. Now, as we move up, we've already taken our flat edge and worked kind of in this under eye, moving down. So now we're ready to go into the forehead. We are going to use that straight edge, and you have to be a little mindful that you're going to have to rotate your hand and the stone as you're coming around the corner for the temple. Especially in more mature clients, they tend to have a loss of fat or adipose in that temple area, and so sometimes your stone will kind of run into that and slip or dip. So it's important to really control your stone as you're doing these movements. I can also take this beveled edge and using the short end underneath the eyebrow. And you'll see that's a really nice way to just kind of cup that brow. Now let's even her out into the other side, because it's not nice to do only one side and have one side depuffed and looking fabulous. Now, this is an opportunity. You can have a hand mirror and have your client open their eyes and take a look to see the difference between the right and the left profile of their face. And you will find, and the client will see as well, that it looks more sculpted, more slim, and depuffed. In fact, take a little close-up. Can you guys see? Let's even her out. Nice long strokes. Nice even tempo. This is very relaxing for the client as well. And sometimes after you do this for the first time, when your client comes back in, they'll ask for it. Say, oh, can you do that thing with the stone again? Yes, ma'am. And again, I'm coming in by the mouth. Coming in at the forehead now. I'm gonna rotate my tool this way. It's gonna serve me a little better. And some of this is play for you. Some of it is figuring out how you like to hold the stone for you to manipulate it with ease. Just a little practice. Play. Play using your right hand versus your left. Obviously, your non-dominant hand will take a little more adjustment to get the routine, but it's a good practice to get into. I also know practitioners that have 2 stones and do one in each hand as they're working on the face so that it's a balance and they shave a little bit of time off on their procedure as well if you're doing that. And then we can end with just taking everything from the neck down to that supraclavicular lymph node area. Now at this point, We can either remove the residual of our little facial massage using the Aquaporin and the Hydrolox facial oil, or if the client tends to be a little dry, dehydrated, we can leave this on. For her, we're gonna remove just a little bit using the dry 4x4. Doing a little more of a patting application. I'm not trying to take all of this off like I would with a good swipe. I just want to remove a little bit of that excess. Now, topping off our Tropical Berry Refresher Facial, we're gonna be doing a combo of the Australian Super Berry Antioxidant Mask mixed with the Snow Algae and Spirulina Cooling Mask. We're gonna mix this together, really blending these two masks, which is gonna give us not only brightening effect, but also nice and cooling. Beautiful for summer and these hotter weather months. Okay, we're going to start applying on the chest and neck, working our way up. Compound's a little cool, so this is a nice way to introduce it to the client. I must say, this combination does smell fantastic. It's very fresh, very refreshing. And it's going to feel very refreshing for your client as well. Okay, now that we have it applied, we're going to use the brush to our advantage and just massage this in a little bit. Doing a little figure 8 around the eyes. And this product, this combination will move a little bit more, so be cognizant of that with your brush work. As you can tell, this mask can fly off your brush a little bit. And that's just the Snow Algae mask giving us a little extra slip. I'm gonna take my fingers and just do a light manipulation for her. Now, if this is a hot summer day, grab those ice globes. Give her a little extra cooling. I'm gonna place a hot towel on, give this just a few minutes, and then we'll remove. And you can see the little excess mask coming off of my gloved hands. Gonna go ahead and remove for her. Perfect. The nice aspect of using the Australian Super Berry with the snow algae is it makes that snow algae mask just a little bit less intense of a cooling sensation than it is on its own, which can be really nice because the snow algae on its own can sometimes feel a little intense for people. And this way we're getting that brightening and we're getting that cooling. We're gonna finish off with our Light Day SPF 37, and we're gonna photo protect this beautiful skin. Applying to everywhere that we did some exfoliation today. And now we're applying to the face as well, making sure we have the skin protected so she can go about her day with no worries. Also with this client, since we know that she tends to go after some of those blemishes when they come up, Spot Stop is what I'm going to think about for retailing to her, so that when those little blemishes come up, she can put that beautiful healing Spot Stop on, and it'll help her not to pick a little bit too. Perfect. Look at that beautiful refreshed skin. Lighter, brighter, ready to go. Thank you so much for joining us for the Tropical Berry Refresher Protocol. Don't forget to get your bundle that has everything you need to do this beautiful treatment.